Hello everyone, there's been a lot of talk lately and I've had a lot of emails since I've done it about installing, more specifically an FT857 into a Tacoma, a recent model Tacoma. This one's a 2018 model, made in December 2017. She's about 6 months old, and just take you through pretty much what I did for mine. And certainly I'm an amateur radio operator, not a professional amateur radio operator. And I'm not one for video editing and all that kind of stuff, so I'm hoping to do this all in one take. If you see this nicely chopped up and very well professionally edited, you won't see this, but unfortunately I think you might. So let's more or less start with the power. I've gone straight to the battery and fused on both ends. I know there's been a lot of debate on you should not or should fuse the negative. I've had enough people talk to me over the years that basically it makes me believe that should have both of them fused. Most people use the loom tubing to protect the wiring and all that. This is special, I believe 10 gauge wire, don't quote me on that. That is heat resistant as well, so it's basically protected, weatherproof, and almost fireproof. So it's well, and we don't really get warm weather here in Newfoundland. But straight in through there, all the way through, and then on the passenger side comes into the grommet, and inside the cab, the power then comes routed up underside. It is possible. You're better off having someone outside and then someone inside, kind of more or less with a fishtail. Comes in behind this panel here, which easily pops off. There's a little tab right in the back there, right where my fingers are wiggling. That pops off, and then you can snake it all the way through. This just pops off really, really easy, and then that goes all the way through into the back. And I told you my editing skills suck. And basically, it's very hard to get the cable into this part here. It took me several tries and a couple of scratching heads, wondering if there was any room at all in there. It is possible with the wire gauge I had. Just take your time, there is a way around it. The second panel back here, same thing as the first one, just literally pops off. Don't mind the loom tubing that you see there. That's pretty much the mic, microphone, speaker output, Morse code key, all that kind of stuff that goes to the front panel. And the power and all that goes over here. And here's the setup in the back. So basically, the 891 apparently fits quite well as well, and the 857 fits with a little bit of wiggle room on either side. And the 857 at least brings air from the front into the back. There's nothing else here. I know the cable looks a little bit of a mess. I should probably have tidied that up ahead of time. But the everything from the front gets plugged into power poles, and then the radio gets plugged into that. And then everything else more or less kind of cable tied to keep everything away. I'm not going to put anything else in there, but if I do, I have lots of room. I've seen a couple people take the radio on its side and then mount that to plywood, that kind of thing, but the radio really fits quite well down there. 891 as well as the 857 works quite well. When it comes to the, there's the coming up from the end and on the side clip there. I use both a ATAS and a hamstick for HF, because the ATAS doesn't really go down to 80 meters, at least not without modifications that I've seen. And a VHF, UHF. Now those are pretty much snaked down through and come down as well, and then they come down, push that back. They come down and pretty much snake into a little hole right about here. And if I can, without getting too dirty, now, good thing about wintertime is you'll never see what you got. You'll have to take it from me. I can't see with the dirt and the grime of Newfoundland winters is kind of tossed up there. There is a grommet pretty much right underneath here, and the cabling and all that comes out nice. Well, I've got that siliconed to hell and back. Newfoundland winters are known for its grit and grime and all that. I also have loom tubing that goes pretty much underneath the truck, zip tied all the way across with industrial zip ties. And then there's the loom tubing there, and then that gets split off. One coax goes to the VHF UHF, and the other one goes to the, which is just an NMO cover now, because I don't keep the HF stick on all the time for the five finger discounts, and I really like the ATAS way too much to have it on there all the time unless I'm operating. So that's pretty much it. That's the install in a nutshell. Like I said, I haven't really had any issues, although I should probably show you the what I got done for the head mount. So all the loom tubing gets put in the through the back, and then up through the center console, and then up through here. And it's pretty much this is a not a ram mount, a Lido mount, L-I-D-O. These guys were a little bit cheaper than ram and really does the trick. So this is the ram mount that connects to the stud of the seat, and then the gooseneck is it's stiff, flexible, I like to call it. You can move it around, push come to shove, but it really stays in place. And I believe that came with the mic holder. I can't remember if that was an extra option or not. If it was, it wasn't much. And that's pretty much it. And at least with this setup, I can be up here looking down. I have full options, full range of movement, and all that kind of stuff. I can reach over. The only kicker is with this, I kind of have to go up and underneath for the heaters and ECT power, which I don't really hit a whole lot anyway. And the rest with the USB and stuff like that, it's not really, and everything else is easily accessible. So yeah, that worked out quite well. I'm quite happy with it, and hopefully that at least gives you guys some ideas. I'm always looking to improve and all that, and I'm sure there's someone out there that's going to tell me I did something wrong, but hopefully that helps. 7-3 from VO1OE.